The US Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 75 basis points overnight and signalled more rate increases are likely at upcoming meetings as it tries to combat inflation. Our business reporter Ed Boyd has more.
For months now, Chairman Jerome Powell has been brushing off the recession risk in the United States. He said the employment market there is still really strong, retail spending still high, and the basic fundamentals of the economy are still in a good place. However, last night at his early this morning at his press conference, our time, he suddenly stopped brushing off the word recession and sort of basically admitted that there is actually a chance that the US could fall into recession next year. A lot of it's due to inflation, which is at near 40-year highs, and it hasn't come down yet, inflation, despite this huge amount of rate increases the US has seen this year. The cash rate is expected to get to 4.5%. It's at 3.25% at the moment, which is at 14-year highs. It's definitely going to be going higher. That's what he said overnight. And a lot of this recession risk is due to America's housing market. Much like Australia, house prices in the States have been climbing very rapidly over the past couple of years. There's been a problem with supply and demand, which has pushed up prices even more, and record low interest rates have helped people get into the property market, much like Australia. However, as rates go higher, the market is now heading for a correction in the US, and we know Australia's housing market is heading for a correction too. This is Chairman Jerome Powell talking about the risks to housing market and the link with a recession for America.
For the longer term, what we need is supply and demand to get better aligned so that housing prices go up at a reasonable level, at a reasonable pace, and that people can afford houses again. And I think we probably in the housing market have to go through a correction to get back to that place. And we don't know. No one knows whether this process will lead to a recession, or if so, how significant that recession would be.
So he now says we don't know whether it's going to lead to a recession, but there is now a chance of a recession in the United States. And his comments had an immediate impact on the Dow Jones stock market. The market was trading in positive territory throughout the day, and then bang on 2 o'clock, you can see the market instantly fell. There was a little bit of a recovery throughout his press conference, and then after his press conference wrapped up at 3 p.m. US time, the market just completely fell away. Lots of selling of shares, and it ended up down 1.7%.